Hey guys, Ronnie here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, we're going to be recreating an entrance look from the season 12 winner of RuPaul's Drag Race, 𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙀, along with talking drag race, my experiences with drag, and where I've come thus far, along with other pride-filled entertainment for you guys. So to get started, of course, the first step in doing a drag makeup tutorial is always to block out these brows. And I know that a lot of the queens and other people who've done drag makeup always go to their trusty Elmer's glue stick, and I have used it in the past. It works well. However, I have been on this little rant about using this 𝙤𝙧𝙩𝙧𝙧, which I've also seen a few other queens use, and it is what I used in my last video to help block out the brows. It just gives it a nice stick feeling and helps all of it lay down right. So with this step with blocking your brows, I always like to have at least a towel and a moist towelette because nobody likes sticky fingers, and with the 𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙧, your hands definitely get a little sticky. But anyway, with season 12, I was really happy with the winner. I've personally been rooting for Jada for a lot of the season, especially after she's turned out so many good looks, along with her different talents and winning a few different challenges during the race. The season finale was definitely something different. As most of us know, with all the quarantine and COVID going on, it is hard to get an actual finale done with a live audience. So what Ru did was have all of them videotape their looks, videotape different challenges that they had to do. I will link a few of them in my bio below, but for instance, you have to lip sync with just your face, just your mouth moving and everything, and nothing else. And then another one is your own individual, where you get to set it up at home and you get to do a number and a dance to whichever song you'd like and you see fit. And of course the finale, where all of them are videotaped singing the exact same song. You can see them 3 side by side and it looked amazing. All right, can someone please just tell me why it is that anytime I'm ready to do a makeup look, I get all my station together, I have everything together, and I'm looking at myself making sure I have everything good, all the lighting is good. What's the one thing I forget? My stubble. I literally had to just go up and reshave everything again, and I wasn't paying attention as close, so I have a nice clean baby face. Now moving on. So with Drag Race, I was really happy with how the winner was Jada, obviously, but how they didn't let the drama of cherry pie and all that that's been going on get to the finale and everyone's have a great time and still enjoy themselves. What I really loved with this season is for the finale and the reunion show, it was done over video chat, but still it was great seeing all the queens again and seeing them in their homes and seeing them still flourishing and having fun while also being a part of RuPaul's Drag Race and being able to do as much as they can so that way they can still have everyone enjoy the show without having to let COVID get in the way of it. Now, just after blending that out, it is time to block out our brows. And now that the 𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙧 is dried a little bit, I'm going to be going with my Morphe translucent powder. But along with season 12, as soon as that ended, the following week we have All Stars 5. Finally, the queens are amazing, and I'm very happy with the lineup and who Ru chose to come back. A few new school, a few old school from like season 1. And the whole lineup is just amazing. The queens are ready for work and to become the next All-Star. So for the queens of All Stars 5, we have Miss 𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙧 from season 8. We also have Miss Cracker from season 10. Alexis Mateo, who is on season 3, I believe it was, of RuPaul, as well as All Stars 2. Miss Blair Sinclair, she does declare from season 10, one of my favorite queens from that season. My first season I've ever watched of RuPaul's Drag Race. India Farah, who is one of the older queens from season 3. Jujubee from season 2 and All Stars 1. Derek Barry from season 8. Mariah Balenciaga from season 3 as well, with her sister India Farah, as well as Miss Mayhem Mela from season 10, and to close it out, Miss Angina from season 1, way back to the beginning, being back on RuPaul's Drag Race. For this week, the winners of the mini challenge were Jujubee and Blair Sinclair, I do declare. But then who was up against the lip sync assassin? Miss India Farah. And the lip sync assassin was none other than season 11 winner, 𝙄𝙣𝙩𝙧𝙧𝙦. My God, her look, that lip sync, just the whole number was unbelievable. They both turned it out. Unfortunately, India did lose even after pulling off some amazing stunts and tricks. But 𝙄𝙣 did end up beating her and got to choose who got to go home, which ended up being Derek Barry. Now, I'm sure India would have sent her home herself, and everyone's thinking that she wouldn't have to, which is kind of great. So now a little bit of the drama's gone, but there's always going to be drama on RuPaul's Drag Race. But that was such a great premiere, and I can't wait to see what happens this coming Friday. Okay, so what after seemed like forever to get these brows blocked, they are finally done for the most part and laid down. And I did put some powder on the color corrector so it doesn't mix together and you get that orangish tone. Now I'm just going to take a few dots of the concealer just that way it mixes it all together, and just going to take a beauty blender and just stamp that in and mix it. All right, now before we get started with the eyes, one trick I did pick up from watching multiple queens do their makeup along with looking at different makeup tutorials is that to get a more snatched eye and make it all look one clean line, just use a bit of electric tape. And what you want to do is just lay that right on the corner at an angle for how high or low you want your makeup to go, just to match it on the other side. You definitely want to make sure it is nice and stamped in because it can fall off, and that's the last thing you want, is to have it moving around and get that edge all messed up. Ooh. For the eyes today, we will be using the James Charles X Morphe palette, and just gonna be dipping into this shade right here called Love That. And what you wanna do is just stamp that right on the crease and don't blend just yet, just so you can get your pigment on there and you can blend after. All right, and now we're gonna be cutting the crease, and with a flat brush, you're just gonna take some of that concealer from before, and with the flatter end, just dab that on and use the edge to be able to cut the crease. I would definitely say that drag for me is more of an escape and outlook to be able to express myself in a different way. A lot of drag queens find that it saves them, and that it does for a lot of us. And it's just another way to be able to step outside ourselves, become somebody different, and that way we can shine with what we do best. A lot of us have that underlying character or that facade that many may not understand or accept, but the best part about doing drag and becoming a different person is that drag is more of an extension of yourself, and it is more of your inner child, your inner person that just wants to be out and show off to everybody. When I first started doing drag, it was more of just an idea to do for a Halloween costume. When I was in college, I had done a bunch of different looks. I'm gonna put some pictures right here for you guys. I had always loved Halloween and dressing up and becoming somebody different, even if it was only a couple times out of the year during the month of October. But for the year of 2018, I wanted to do something different. And this was after I had finished off school. Actually, no, technically not finished school. I had left school. I still needed one more class, but I felt that moving home was best for my mental health and to get back on my feet. So that October, I technically was still living with my mom, but I did end up going up to Plymouth a bunch of times. And after talking with one of my good friends, we had come up with the idea to put me into drag. Now, I had considered doing drag for the longest time. I just didn't know where to start or how to do it. My makeup skills at that point were not as strong as they are now. Still building, they're not 100%, but still I needed somebody else that knew how to do makeup, how to do the eyes and do the whole face, because I had no idea what I was doing. So after talking with some of my girlfriends, one was gonna help me get my outfit together, and we had gone to the mall in Concord. And then the other one, who is more of an art major, decided she wanted to do my makeup, and that's where Veronica was born. And Veronica was a name that I was playing around with when I first started watching Drag Race with a few friends. I was trying to play off of Ronnie and didn't know how to do it exactly to how it would bring out my inner character. But then after watching multiple seasons of Shameless, Veronica that is on there, I just looked at her, I'm like, yes, that is the woman I want to be and have embody. And so with that, I had taken different characteristics and blended them together a little bit to create the persona that is Veronica. And I didn't just think Veronica was enough. I definitely wanted some sort of last name, and I was searching around for the longest time, but in the end I did find that LaForce, which is on my tattoo, which I'll put up a picture right here, and along the Haitian flag it says La Union Fa La Force, which means unity makes strength and La Force. So I just thought of it, Veronica LaForce, Veronica Strength. And after that, it stuck for the longest time, and that is what I decided to go with during my first time in drag. One thing I've definitely learned just in makeup in general is that try to look and do your makeup from any side you can, so that way you make sure it looks all together and it doesn't look better on one side as opposed to the other, and all comes together well. So for the next color, which is what is going to be right here on the lid, I'm going to be dipping into this lightish blue right here, which is called Playground. I'm just going to be stamping that right on the eye to get that covered. Definitely my first time in drag was very nerve-wracking, and I didn't know how people were going to react to it. But after coming out and just saying to everybody, I decided that I wanted to finally do something that I wanted to do and not what others seemed. I wanted to do something that I have never done before, and regardless of people's reactions, I knew I was gonna have fun and just wanted to do it because that's what Halloween and drag is all about. I definitely think the best part about that night was that a lot of us were getting ready, and I was getting ready at the sorority house up at college and having one of my good friends paint my face, and she was painting it right there in front of everybody, and they didn't know what exactly was going on. Some of the girls had an idea but didn't say anything, and then when some of the boys started coming over to hang out and just drink and chill, they didn't know what was going on either. And at that point, I don't think my friend had gotten to the full detail of everything, and therefore I just looked like I was just getting my face painted, but they didn't know what the surprise was gonna be at the end. All right, so now that we got both lids all topped off with that blue, I just wanna put in a darker liner right on the edge, so that way it gives it my eyes a little bit more bold and defined eye look. So now I'm just gonna take a brush and some liquid eyeliner and just stamp that on. One thing is to be very careful and take your time with the liner, because you want it to have that nice snatched line and you don't want it to be all over the place. So if this takes some time, don't fret, because you're not alone. We are all in this together. I know it's definitely taken me some time to get the liner right. I would shut my eye and then it'd be all over on my upper lid into my crease, and I'd have to go back over it. And so over time, you naturally do get better. But just to darken that up a little bit and make it snatched, just gonna do the same on the other eye. All right, so once you have the black all done and set, it is time to remove these tape lines, and just like that gives you a nice even line. Do the other side, and just like that again, nice clean lines. All right, now this is where I do the white on the inner line. So for that, again, I'm just gonna be using the NYX pencil in white. All right, so now that the white is all laid down and done, it is time to go in with foundation. So I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and start stamping that all over my face to get that coverage. One of the struggles I noticed when first doing drag, again, is to find your perfect makeup shade for foundation. And after trying and buying a couple different shades, I did go off what I used for, or whether my friend used for my Halloween look. And after going off that and going into an Ulta for the first time, I finally was able to find a shade that was pretty close to my natural skin tone. I did get this Soft Honey and then a shade lighter as well as a shade darker, just to play around a little bit, and that way I can play around with my shades and make sure I get that tone that I am looking for. All right, so now that you got the foundation all done and looking baby smooth, it is time to go in with some highlight, and for that I'm going to be using this foundation from Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation in the shade Soft Ivory. And to highlight the points, you're just gonna want to go on your under eye as well as right in the center of the forehead. So you figure when you're taking pictures, you're gonna want your higher points to be highlighted, and that's why you go in with a lighter shade to help bring it forward as opposed to just leaving it in the background. And then just a very thin line right down the nose. And then just with your beauty blender, you're just gonna want to beat it out. And then just with your finger, you're gonna want to carefully bring that up. All right, next we are going to contour, and for that I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. palette. And you are gonna wanna use a shade darker than your foundation. And for that, you're just going to want to swipe a little bit to where you want your jawbones to be. You can put it as high or as low as you want. For me, I'm just gonna kind of go right in that neutral space. Again, just to carve out the cheeks because we want boy jaw. Bye-bye. A little bit right here on the chin, under the nose, and finally to get that hairline. And next, of course, if you have not already caught on, we are going to blend. All right, so now that you have gotten your contour all set, you want to make sure that it is all set and stays in place. So you're just going to take your beauty puff and just push into your higher points and just really press that in, and it's going to help bake that in, bring it all together. And then with a fluffy brush, just gonna wipe that all away, get rid of any of the loose powder that may be sticking around that you may not want to. All right, so next now we're gonna be doing some powder contour, and it also helps to bronze and give a little bit of warmth back into the face. So just with your fluffy brush, you are gonna want to dip into your contour and you're gonna want it to be a little bit darker. So just to chisel out these cheeks, I'm gonna blend that in. One thing I did forget is to also put some powder right on the edge of your cheek, and I'm just gonna let that sit there while I do the rest of my face so it can bake and really set in and give it that full look. And right now we're just gonna be going in with a lip liner pencil to start on my brows. And it is not a exact science, but you just try as best you can. I'm gonna try to get this. And then just to pull it forward, I'm going to use very light baby strokes just to bring it to the edge, just like that. Okay. The hardest part, I think, of the whole look is now to get this eyebrow over here. Let's get at it. All right, now that we have both eyebrows all good and looking snatched, it is time to clean up the lines. So with your concealer brush and just a little dab, you're gonna want to just lightly tap right underneath to carve it out. We're just gonna want to clean up that line and bring it back, and just to blend it down a little bit. Now for the under eyes, I like to have a little bit of action going on, and so with a fluffy flatter brush, I'm just gonna dip back into that mauve purplish color and just carefully stamp that right underneath the white of your under eye. Bring it up and just lightly tap it to blend it in. Now we're gonna do the lips rather quickly, and for that I just gotta line my lips, so I'm just gonna use a lip liner. And just gonna be going in with some lip filler. And then for the center, you just want to go for a lighter shade and dab that right in the center. And of course, lastly, we're gonna use a little bit of gloss. All right, now once again, just gonna take your nice fluffy brush and just get that baking all off your face. There, she looking cute. All right, now that is all set, it is time to add a little bit of rosiness to these cheeks. So I'm just gonna dip in now to the Jeffree Star Conspiracy pigment color and just dab. Now be careful because you don't want too much. You just wanna dab it on until you see where you like it. And then slowly blend that. There, that adds just a little bit of warmth and color without overpowering it or making you look too pink. And again, in my drag family household, we love a shimmery highlight. And so for that, of course, we're gonna go with none other than Jeffree Star once again, and just dip into this nice ranch color white. But before that, I'm going to give my brush a quick spritz of some setting spray to help get it stuck and get that glow. Just a little bit on the brow bone, top of the lip, and then your cute little button nose. Now that the face is all highlighted and beaming to the gods, it is time to do lashes. And for those, I'm going to be using my trusty lashes. And I cannot do lashes on camera, so I'm going to do them off camera, add a quick liner to deepen it up a little bit, and I'll be right back. All right, now that the lashes are all done and set, it is time to finish off with the Jeffree Star setting spray, just to lock that all in. All right, now it's time to go get dressed, put on some hair, and I'll be right back with you guys for the final look. Bam! And there it is, guys, the finished look all done. Miss LaForce, welcome to my channel. Thank you for having me. But I had so much fun on this journey with you guys. The final look came out so well. I had so much fun getting back into Veronica LaForce and bringing her out for some fun. But altogether, I do think this came together really well. It does pay homage to a little bit of a mix from last year's silver hair to a little bit of the shirt and bottoms from my first time in drag and where Veronica made her appearance. It is not my actual hair, but it is bought, and therefore it makes it mine. But I thank you guys for coming on this journey with me, going from Ronnie up to Veronica, and I am very happy with how this came out. For more content, make sure you click like, subscribe, and comment down below. See you guys on the next video. Peace out.